Hello everyone, now today we are here to do an experiment. Aim of this experiment is preparation of a mixture and a compound using iron fillings and sulfur powder and distinguish between these on the basis of appearance, that means homogeneity and heterogeneity, behavior towards the magnet, behavior towards carbon disulfide and effect of heat. Let's discuss some theory related to this topic. Here we will talk about mixture and compound. Mixture is a substance that formed by mixing two or more elements or compound in any ratio. In it, the constituent particles never lose its physical properties. Compound is a substance that formed by mixing two or more elements in a fixed ratio. They chemically react with each other, that's why their properties are different from the constituents particles. Here we will prove the properties of mixture and compounds. Material required to do this activity are test tubes, carbon disulfide, sulfur powder that I have taken in the beaker, it has the yellow in appearance, iron fillings, magnets, test tube stand. Let's start the activity. First of all, we will take equal amount of iron filling and sulfur powder and we will put these two things in the pestle and mortar. Now I am going to mix sulfur and iron powder to make a homogeneous mixture. In this pestle and mortar, the iron and sulfur powder physically mix. There is no chemical reaction between the iron and sulfur. So that's why it will result in the formation of the mixture of the iron and sulfur. So this I have prepared the mixture of iron and sulfur. I will collect this mixture in a bowl. This mixture I am taking in a test tube. When I will heat this mixture, then it will result in the formation of the compound, because after heating the constituents means iron and sulfur will change its properties, so that's why it forms the compound. Now I am heating the mixture of iron and sulfur. Side by side, I will stir it. Now, we will stop heating. Now, this is the mixture of iron and sulfur, and this thing we have formed after heating the mixture of iron and sulfur. Now we will collect it in the other bowl. For that, I am inverting it. But this is not coming out, so that's why I will break this test tube to collect the thing that we have formed after heating the mixture of iron and sulfur. Now this is the compound of iron and sulfur, that is known as iron sulfide. Now we will collect it in a bowl. Now from this broken test tube I have collected the compound of iron and sulfur, that is iron sulfide. Now we will distinguish between the mixture and compound on the basis of different properties. First property that we are considering here is appearance. To do that, I am taking small amount of the mixture of iron and sulfur and small amount of the compound of iron and sulfur in a white paper. Now you can see the mixture of iron and sulfur. There are somewhere yellow particle. That yellow particle represents the sulfur and the greyish particle represents the iron. It means in the case of mixture, the constituents not lose its property. Iron is still greyish in color and sulfur is still yellow in color. But in the case of compound of iron and sulfur, it is totally dark greyish, dark blackish in color. It means sulfur as well as iron has changed its color. This shows that the constituents of the compound has lose its color. As well as it shows that mixture is heterogeneous in nature because there are somewhere yellow particle and somewhere greyish particle, and compound is homogeneous in nature because it is totally same in color, it is totally dark greyish in color. Now let's distinguish between the mixture and compound on the basis of behavior towards the magnet. For that I am bringing one bar magnet near to the mixture of iron and sulfur. You can see that iron is attracted towards the magnet because of the magnetic property, but sulfur is not attracted towards the magnet. This yellow thing represents the sulfur. If I am taking magnet near to this sulfur particle, then it is not attracted towards the magnet. It means that the constituents of the mixture not lose its property. If it is magnetic, then it will remain magnetic. If it is non-magnetic, then it will remain non-magnetic. Here the iron is magnetic, so it is attracted towards the magnet, but the sulfur is non-magnetic, so it is not attracted towards the magnet. Now the same thing we are doing with the compound of iron and sulfur. I am taking magnet near towards the compound of iron and sulfur, but the compound of iron and sulfur, that is iron sulfide, is not attracted towards the magnet. It means that the constituent of the compound has lose its property. Now the iron has lose its magnetic property. Now let's distinguish between the mixture and compound on the basis of next property, in which we will see the behavior of the mixture and compound towards the carbon disulfide. For that I am adding small amount of the mixture of iron and sulfur in one test tube and small amount of the iron sulfide, that is compound of iron and sulfur, in the other test tube. Now this I have taken 10 ml of the carbon disulfide. I am adding this 10 ml of the carbon disulfide in the mixture of iron and sulfur, and this 10 ml of the carbon disulfide in the compound of iron and sulfur. Now see, in the case of the mixture, the carbon disulfide has changed its color and iron is insoluble in the carbon disulfide, so that's why it is settled down at the base of this test tube. To show you clearly, I am pouring the liquid from the test tube in the other beaker. Now you can see that this greyish thing is the iron that is insoluble in the carbon disulfide, but sulfur has dissolved in the carbon disulfide. Now observe the compound. Now see that there is no reaction between the compound of iron and sulfur. It is insoluble in the carbon disulfide. To show you clearly that compound of iron and sulfur is insoluble in the carbon disulfide, and see that iron sulfide is settled down at the base of the test tube. Now let's see the effect of the heat on the compound of iron and sulfur and mixture of iron and sulfur. For that I am taking small amount of the iron sulfide, that is compound of iron and sulfur, in a test tube. You can see that it is dark greyish blackish in color. Now we will heat the compound of iron and sulfur, that is iron sulfide, and see its color after some time heating. Side by side I am taking small amount of the mixture of iron and sulfur in a next test tube. You can see its color. It is somewhere yellowish, somewhere greyish, and after heating we will observe its color. Now observe this test tube very carefully. You can see that there is reddish appearance in the test tube. So iron sulfide become reddish when we are heating it more. Now we will stop heating and let it cool for some time. Now I have stopped heating it. Now I will remove the test tube and leave it for cooling. Now I will heat the mixture of iron and sulfur. When I will heat the mixture of iron and sulfur, then firstly it will melt and then it will convert it into the compound of iron and sulfur that we have already made initially. Now this is the compound of iron sulfide after heating. When we were heating it, then it become reddish hot. Now after cooling, it again become dark greyish blackish in color. Now we will stop heating the mixture of iron and sulfur and observe it. Now see, this is the mixture of iron and sulfur after heating. Observe it. It has changed its color into the dark grayish blackish in color. So after heating the mixture, we have formed compound of iron and sulfur, that is iron sulfide. So in the same way, it become the compound of iron and sulfur, that is iron sulfide. So this is the difference between the compound and mixture of iron and sulfur on the basis of 4 properties, and from this activity we have concluded that the compound is homogeneous in nature and constituents of the compound always change its property, but in the case of a mixture it is heterogeneous in nature and the constituents of mixture not change its property. So this is the activity. I hope this activity is clear to you and you have enjoyed it. Thank you so much.